Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back here to today's edition of Advanced Bass Fishing, and really appreciate you guys checking out today's video and spending some time with me. We're going to be talking about what happens when you lose confidence as a bass angler and how you can get that confidence back. Because guys, I can tell you right now, one of the biggest aspects of bass fishing to be a successful bass angler is confidence. And you can't ever discount the mental side of fishing in terms of how it will equate to your success. A lot of people don't give it credit for, what it deserves to be, but I can tell you from fishing as a competitive angler, so much of your success has to do with your attitude and making some attitude adjustments and being confident and gaining confidence in what you're doing. So I want to give you guys some tips and advice that you can incorporate with your fishing techniques to help give you confidence if you're struggling to catch fish or you're having a hard time on the water during a specific day. So I'm going to get into that in today's video. Also, guys, a couple quick housekeeping tips. Just want to invite everybody, anybody interested in booking an on-the-water lesson with me. You can do that by going to my Facebook page, Randy Blaukat Professional Angler, and just shoot me a private message. And also, guys, I'll put all my links in the description if you guys want to help the channel out. If you guys use that Tackle Warehouse link of mine or get you some of those Fish the Moment lake map breakdowns, subscribe to the channel. That's a good way to support the channel if you like the content here. Really appreciate that. Okay, I can tell you guys, as a tournament fisherman who's done it a long time, man, attitude is everything. And one of the things that really made me realize how big the mental part is in fishing and how it directly equates to how successful you are is throughout my career, in my own experience and observing everybody around me, it's like if you, say for example, you have a really bad tournament, you go out there and you just completely tank in a tournament, or maybe you tank in 2 tournaments in a row, it throws you into some type of a tailspin, and usually you have a hard time getting out of it. If you have 1 or 2 bad tournaments in a row, a lot of times that will extend over into a slump that lasts maybe a whole year or something, and vice versa. I've seen the same thing is if you go out and do really good in a tournament, say you win a tournament or come close to winning a tournament, it throws you in a positive momentum, and a lot of times you'll get on a roll and you'll do really good. I've seen it over and over again, and I don't understand the mechanism about it, about how that translates into actual the success or lack of it you be on the water, but it is a reality in fishing. And part of that has to do with maintaining your confidence on the water and not losing confidence. And so I want to give you guys some tips and advice on how you can overcome that. Now, let's say, for example, you go out fishing, looking forward to your fishing trip, you get out there and you got a lot of different stuff you want to try, and you're optimistic that you're going to catch them. And then all of a sudden you get out there and you fish for a couple hours and you don't get any bites at all. And you say, well, I'll just keep looking for them and keep hunting, I'll figure them out. And then another couple hours goes by and you still haven't gotten a bite. And then all of a sudden it's 1:30, 2 o'clock in the afternoon and you haven't gotten a bite. You've tried everything. You've made some adjustments. Nothing's working, and you're losing confidence. You don't have confidence that you can figure out what these fish are doing. We've all been there. If you have been in that situation, don't feel like you're alone, because we all get there. But here's the thing that you have to realize when you're having a confidence problem like that. First of all, it's how you frame it mentally in your own mind. Now, the first thing you have to do is, if you feel like you're struggling a particular day out there water, just take time to sit back and say, okay, look, I haven't had a bite in 5 or 6 hours, but that means I'm getting closer to getting a bite because I'm eliminating water, I'm trying different stuff. So get into that frame of mind that, like, everything that you do and every minute moving forward, you're getting closer to figuring the fish out that particular day. That will immediately put you sort of in a positive frame of mind. Don't ever discount that. And another thing with that is, once you do frame that, once you sort of turn that around and feel like it's just a matter of time till you start catching them, take a moment and just relax. You're frustrated, it's 1 o'clock in the afternoon, you haven't had a bite, you don't know what to do. Take a break, sit down in the front of your boat, eat a sandwich, drink a soft drink or whatever, relax a little bit, listen to the birds chirping up there, chill out a little bit, and just take time just to like relax and get centered again and don't focus on not catching them. And then once you do that, sit there for 10 or 15 minutes or whatever, go run over in your mind how your day has been played out. What techniques have you used? What areas have you been fishing? And try to figure out, it's like, okay, I've tried this, I've tried this, I've tried this. What is it that I'm possibly overlooking? Now, once you do that, you start formulating what your next move is. Okay, say for example, you're back in this major creek arm of the lake you're fishing, and there's boat docks in there, there's lay down trees in there, there's some good riprap in there, and you've tried everything. You've tried all the cover in that particular creek, and you've tried some different lures in that creek, and you just can't get anything going. A lot of times, the best thing that you can do is just to pull the stops up and completely start from scratch. Pull up that trolling motor, run 5 miles down the lake, get into a completely different part of the lake that maybe has a different type of water clarity, different type of everything set up a little bit different, and start fishing some different techniques. If you've been fishing boat docks and, flipping laydowns or, flipping lily pads or something like that, get out on the main lake and get out there and start throwing a shaky head on a main lake point. Try that for 15 or 20 minutes. If that doesn't work, drag a football head jig out there, throw a topwater out there. Just keep mixing it up and keep looking for different type of areas. And how you do that, how you eliminate water and how you find water quickly and find out something that's worked is use that 15 or 20 minute rule. If you've got a technique or an area that you want to try, give it 15 or 20 minutes. Normally, if you're in the right area with the right technique, it's not going to take long to get a bite. Usually it happens pretty quick. And just keep going through this process of elimination because it's just a matter of eliminating water. Now, we're talking in terms of traditional bass fishing. We're not talking in terms of, the live scope and the forward-facing sonar, which is a completely different way to fish. That's not how we're trying to frame this. We're talking about actually having to fish to find fish. So it's just bass fishing is a process of elimination. It's a process of eliminating variables. And also another thing to do is pay close attention to the overall amount of life in an area. Because if you're in an area that has got some fish in it, there's a lot of things that are going to happen that are going to clue you in on that. You're going to be able to look in the water and you maybe see some perch or minnows swimming along the bank. If you pay attention to your electronic unit, 2D sonar is all I use. You might see some shad schools or some type of bait fish on your electronics. Just pay attention to life, even for like squirrels and birds moving around. All that type of stuff is a good indication that an area has some bass in it. But if you're in an area where it just seems dead and you look down at your electronics and it's clean as a baby's butt and you don't see any activity as far as bait fish or fish anywhere, and you're not seeing much activity on the bank, you're not seeing fish break the surface anywhere, and it doesn't feel right, that's a good time to get out of there. Now, one of the things that I believe in bass fishing and in life in general is that I think, and this has been an observation of me I've been to a lot of different wilderness survival schools and really try to get in touch with this element of myself here, is when you're in the right area, bass fishing, you'll know it because it feels good. It feels good in your solar plex and in the middle of your body. It's like, man, this feels good to be here. This feels like it's right. But if you get out there and you don't feel comfortable where you're fishing and you feel like you're just casting and you don't expect to strike every single cast and it's something just doesn't, you're losing focus and you can't concentrate and you're not super confident where you're at, get out of there and move. That is a big indicator of whether an area is good or not. Just listening to that internal barometer that you have inside of yourself. Don't ever underestimate that whatsoever. And one of the things I'll leave you guys with is and this is an important one, you have to really remember this, is when you're bass fishing, the area that you're fishing and the way that you're fishing and with the lure that you're fishing with, you need to expect a bass to bite every cast. If you're not confident in your lure and the area that you're fishing to the point of which when you make that cast, you are expecting to get bit every single cast, then you need to make a change. Make a lure change, make a color change, make an area change. Because that's the way that you figure fish out and get something going in a quick hurry. So anyway, guys, hope it helps out and we'll talk later.